It's not only the Douglas complex in the video, it's more things, more platforms at that image you see here.
Look, no shit, Sherlock. This was pretty obvious to anybody with half a brain cell.
Let's have a look at the picture Hads sent me. On this picture, it's not 3 platforms, it's 5. The 2 clear red ones are jack-up platforms. Platforms that they move to make maintenance on other platforms. When I made my research, I looked at the new satellite images that you can see here, and there you clearly see only 3 platforms.
That's not my fault that your research wasn't up to scratch. You should have gone to Ship AIS and found the information yourself.
The one to the right is this platform. The platform to the right is named Irish Sea Pioneer.
Yep, I revealed that information yesterday. Well done.
And at the moment it's at Hamilton North, another platform in Liverpool Bay. So if we compare Head's image with the video, it adds up.
Yeah, that's because I wasn't lying.
The jack-up platform is not in line with the 3 platforms. It's beside, so that's why the angle looks wrong. But this wasn't anything that Ranty saw, so how much research does he do when he make his videos?
I didn't need to mention it at all. I will get to that later in the video.
And regarding the MetMast, it's not at the location on the maps, it's on another place.
Yep, again yesterday I said that. Me and Ruhith both agreed it is approximately 80 meters off its designated GPS.
So that was something else that Ranty didn't address and didn't see.
Yes, I did. I addressed it a few days ago myself, and what's more, I had no reason to mention it before then, as I'll get to later.
So Ranty, I have no problem admitting that I'm wrong.
Yeah, you were wrong. I told you after this video 1. Then you did video 2.
But before I do, I want to know why I was wrong.
That's simple. You were wrong because you wanted to find a fault with the video.
Here you have the explanation, and why you see the mountains in your video really be debunked of other creators.
Oh, so now you don't want to debunk it. Pass in the book, eh?
It's refraction. Ranty, I know that you don't accept the refraction as an explanation of this.
No, don't strawman me. I agree refraction happens. I do not agree we get looming.
But to prove something more scientifically, you have to be able to repeat an observation. So why don't you take a trip to this beach and repeat it?
Mate, I've done hundreds of repeated observations showing flat. Why are you making out this is something spectacular? How long have you been on the scene?
It's a 1-hour drive for you from your location. I pay your petrol if you do it. So prove me wrong, repeat this observation. The things that went wrong with this debunk.
Stop calling it a debunk. It was not a debunk. It was actually a confirmation. Welcome to Flat Earth.
Was several things. The poor quality of the video.
Poor video quality, Well, it's good enough to see the Douglas complex, the turbines, the MetMast and the hill. What else do you want?
That I didn't have all the facts. And Ranty didn't have all the facts.
Oh, I had the facts. I'll get to that later. It was you who just got everything wrong.
So what can we learn from this? It's dangerous to use other people's material when you don't have all the facts.
But I did have all the facts. I'll get to that in a moment.
The image you see here prove an important thing. If you have the knowledge and the right equipment, it's no problem to make good quality videos and photos in this area and everywhere else.
Cherry-picked image. This is sunrise in midwinter. The air is clear, the mountains are all white with snow, and the sun is illuminating the entire area as it is foreground lit.
So, poor video, poor photo is not the proof of anything else than the one taking the picture or the video don't have enough knowledge to make a decent work.
The video was filmed towards dusk and it was backlit. I defy anyone under those conditions to get a sharp image.
And one more important thing. Nikon P900 and P1000 is consumer cameras and is not scientific equipment.
It's still good enough to debunk the globe.
They are great to document a vacation and so on, but it's nothing you use to prove scientific things.
It films in 4K.
Ranty didn't see that the platform in the red circle didn't match the one on the picture he showed.
I had no need to mention it.
It was not a part of the Douglas complex. And he didn't see that the Met mast wasn't in the front of the windmills.
It is in front, wow.
And he placed a boat and a boy on the complete wrong places.
Oh, and lastly, that section was on a live stream to 150 people, and I placed those there so they could follow a line of sight. Nothing more. Here, listen. Well, so this is from the video. So we had an observation of the Douglas complex, which is here. Then we had the buoy, which I've just placed a line for a buoy here. I'm not entirely sure that's the exact position of it, but it's just for reference. The next angle as we're going to the left is the boat, which would be here. And then finally, as we scan across to the right, we start hitting these turbines. So we start to hit these turbines here. So don't try and gaslight me.
And he thinks he had won something here. I don't think so. We both did mistakes.
No, I did no mistakes at all. We will get to that.
About this video.
Okay, so let me start by saying this is the last video I will make on this saga with the two clowns, Simon Dan and Arctic Reflections. The last name has finally conceded that he got it wrong and that the original observation stands. My point in this video is, quite honestly, he still thinks I did something wrong. Yup, I mean for real. Let's talk about my original video, the one I released with all the correct data and relevant information. Okay, so this video was sent to me by Brian Shuker and he gave me the details of the observation. His coordinates can be found in the description below. His observer height, including tripod, was approximately 22 meters. From Formby in the UK, he started off looking at the Douglas complex seen here. So, I correctly identified the object seen in the video as the Douglas complex. Note, I do not mention the boat. I also do not mention the sea. I do not mention the sky, or the waves, or the clouds. I just say, there is a Douglas complex. No drama, no fuss, just factual information for people to digest. The statement was not wrong in any way, shape, or form. I had no need to mention any of the aforementioned objects, for one simple reason. I was locating a known structure that cannot be moved, so that we all had a precise idea of what we were looking at. Brian pans around looking at the Gwinty Moor wind turbine field. Now, you can count with me if you like, but when we get to wind turbine 59, also known as G5Q, we can see some land behind that turbine. I tell the most relevant piece of information, which is the name of the wind turbine field, and then the exact turbine seen in the footage. I also walk my audience through the process, which will allow them to easily understand where this is going. Using Google Earth, I am able to plot a line of sight and come to a hill called Mindy Fodden. I am able to easily get to the reason why these known structures are important, so I can get a line of sight to the hill behind. At no point do I count out the numbers. At no point do I mention the buoy or the boat, nor do I mention the clouds, or the water, or the bird, or the heavy breathing. I make no reference to any of this information as it is completely irrelevant to the information I am presenting. The same evidence that is as factually correct as me locating the Douglas complex. The hill has an elevation of 178 meters at its high point. However, the area directly behind this turbine is 151 meters in elevation. The distance to the turbine is 37.4 kilometers and the hill is 83.4 kilometers. Now, the height of the hub for the Gwinty Moor turbines is 98 meters, and the hidden at this distance on a globe would be 33.5 meters, or roughly 1/3 of the height of the hub. I then observe the hill behind. note its distance, and give some other factual information. I do not mention the clouds, nor do I mention the land to the north or the south. I do not mention any other turbine. I do not mention the Met mast. Why? Because it is totally irrelevant. All the information I am condensing into a 3-minute video is factual and it is true. Anyway, now to the hill. There should be a whopping 545 metres of drop on a globe to that hill. That is a colossal 348 metres of hidden, according to the globe maths. If we gave the globe enthusiast refraction, then there would still be 286 metres of hidden. In other words, even using bendy maths and superlooming refraction, that hill would still be 135 metres below the horizon. In effect, you could fit almost all of the Blackpool Tower inside that hidden value, and that would still only take you to the very tippy top of the hill. Wow. Until you butted in and decided to make a cow's ear of it. It was you who claimed I was wrong about the turbine, then the hill. It was you who said I was lying about the observer position. It was you who claimed it was another mountain we are seeing. It was you who claimed it was another Met mast. None of that was me. You invited yourself into my house to shit onto my floor for me to wipe it up. What had I done, except for present a very well-rounded and factual video? Answer? Nothing. But you decided to barge in and bollocks it all up, and then double down on it. It was you who wanted to discuss the Irish Sea Pioneer, not me. Can you wonder why that was? Because I had absolutely no reason at all to mention it. None. Zilch. Nada. It was you who wanted to discuss that and bollocks it all up, because you wrongly identified it as part of the Douglas complex. That was not on me. That was on you, because you were trying to debunk something and use that as a reason to triangulate an incorrect observer position. It was you who brought this up, not me. It was your screw up, and you are trying to turn it around on me for not telling you it was a boat and not the platform. But as I said earlier, I had no need to mention it. It was completely irrelevant to the analysis. Do you get that now? From Formby in the UK, he started off looking at the Douglas complex seen here. Is it sinking in yet? Next, you want to tell everyone the Met mast is behind the turbine, and that I should have addressed this in the video. Why? Why should I have mentioned the Met mast? Did I have a need to mention it in the original video? Well, no is the simple answer. I did not need to mention the Met mast. Why? Because it was irrelevant to the analysis. The only important information was a turbine from which a line of sight could be attained. That was it. Do you get that now? The only reason the Met mast was talked about was because you came into my house to take a shit. You decided this was valuable information for your failed debunk. I knew it was irrelevant. You decided it was pivotal. So why did I not mention it? Can you guess my answer yet? Because it was irrelevant to the analysis. You made it relevant, and you screwed it up. So don't turn this on me for not telling you any information about it. You are still claiming the Met mast is behind the turbines. I don't know why you would do this. It is quite clear to someone with a trained eye that it is in front. It's just not my fault that you can't perspective. But I will help you out. And again, this information I am about to supply you with is irrelevant to the original video and the information contained in it. You get that? Completely irrelevant. We already walked you through the Douglas complex, panning left to the Gwinty Moor wind turbine field, to the exact turbine and heading. It was that simple. But nah, you wanted to make it something it wasn't. A blind chimpanzee with a bad case of chlamydia could have understood my original video, but you couldn't. Do me a favour. You were trolling. End of story. But anyway, back to this Met mast. Here, so you can watch as the light stays constantly in front of, yes, in front of the turbines. Are you happy now? But Ranty, why didn't you tell us this before? Why, Ranty, why? I'll tell you why. Can you guess what I'm about to say? It was irrelevant to the original observation and analysis. The only reason you wanted to scrutinise it to this level was to try and debunk it and make me out to be an idiot. 4 videos it is now from you and 1 from Simon Dan, and all because you could not leave well enough alone and go shit on your own carpet. Oh, and one last thing. I don't respond to your videos. I don't watch your stuff. In fact, I've only watched around 5 or thereabouts. 4 of them were on this subject. I only watched this video because Simon Dan featured it. Bet he feels a complete Burke now, eh? Taking your word for it? So yeah, I haven't got time to spend watching videos that you probably screwed up too, and I don't have time to watch any more of your stuff as I'm a very busy person. So let's hope this is the end of it now, and you have admitted you were wrong, and I have explained why I had no need to provide you information that would stop you making an ass of yourself. You did that all by yourself. I would hope you move on now and learn from your mistakes. I can only hope you are not going to do another back video just to create more content on your channel. Can you guess why I would say that? Because it's totally irrelevant now to the drama. I've been Ranty Flat Earth, and I'll see you all in the next one.